Vice President Kamala Harris will confront one of her biggest political weak spots today when she visits the southern border for the first time in 3 years. Harris, who trails Donald Trump by more than 20 points on border security and immigration in our latest NBC News poll, is expected to go directly at the former president for tanking a bipartisan bill to fix the border. Joining us now, senior editor and elections analyst with the Cook Political Report, David Wasserman. Dave, does she have room to move her numbers on immigration?
She absolutely does, and she's doing the politically smart thing by proposing stricter asylum rules. And Trump has a pretty easy answer to this, or at least should have a pretty easy answer, which is why hasn't she and the president already done this? Why didn't they do it 3.5 years ago? And at the same time, it speaks to how much Donald Trump has stepped on his own message here, because rather than putting the focus on the Biden administration, when the conversation's about eating cats and dogs, it reminds voters what they don't like about him, which is that he ventures off into conspiracy land. Now, Biden was routinely trailing by 30 points on immigration in the early summer. In the latest NBC poll, obviously, she's narrowed the gap to 20. In our battleground state poll in August, it was 14. And in some of the partial data that I've seen this week, she's narrowed the gap even further on this question. She doesn't need to draw even with Trump. She just needs to get into a better place and get cost of living and inflation, that differential, into a better place to allow her personality traits, where she has advantages over Trump, to compensate for that and put her over the finish line.
What do you think of the polling out of Arizona right now? Obviously, immigration's a big issue there. She spent so much time, though, in the upper Midwest, Michigan, Wisconsin, Pennsylvania. A lot of the campaign's efforts are stationed in those three places. Arizona, though, is a state the Democrats want to try to win again, and immigration is a top issue there, along with the economy. What do you think of the polling that's currently out of that state? How reliable is it?
Well, look, we just haven't had a ton of data from Arizona, and what's come in from Arizona and Georgia lately has been fairly favorable to Trump. But I suspect that you're going to see a lot of variation in polling in those states between now and Election Day. The bigger problem for Harris, even though she's seen consolidation among black voters in the last month, she hasn't seen as much consolidation among Latino voters. And nationally, in our crosstab average, she's only leading Latinos 54-42, which is half the margin that Democrats won them by in 2020. So to win Arizona, she needs a more robust margin among that group. And she needs to win over some of the people who are splitting their tickets between Donald Trump at the top of the ticket and Ruben Gallego down ballot because they don't like Kari Lake.
Not to paint anybody with a broad brush here. I know no one's a monolith, but are there certain things that she can focus on to win back or to consolidate a little bit more within the Latino community?
Well, the top issue for the Latino community, as in every demographic, is the economy and inflation. And I do think that her messaging squarely on costs and bringing down costs has been effective in narrowing the advantage that Trump has on that question. And you know, it's remarkable how much progress that she's made, but it still looks as if those Great Lakes states are her primary route to 270 electoral votes. And North Carolina may be slightly overtaking Georgia and perhaps Arizona, although I think we need more data, as her next best opportunity to have a Southern option.
All right. We're just a little bit over now at this point, a month before the election. Dave Wasserman. Dave, thank you.